Well, let's get started on the woman with the headdress. I'm going back to vermilion, yellow ochre, and I did add a little bit of burnt sienna. I'm going to go ahead and pull this down and hold it in my hand. I'm going to start on the left eye because I always do. I know it would be best to start on the right. I do have some cobalt blue, and as I need to, I'm dropping it in here. One of my faults is to make the eyes too small or too big, so I'm trying to be aware of that. She's looking down. And really, her lower lid is very defined. Will probably get a little darker. It's almost like you see under her lid right there. I'm going to go ahead and give her a hazel eye with just mixing a little bit of vermilion and permanent green. There's a lot of white right in here. So we're going to go ahead and leave the white of the paper. I'm a little green on her eye. Now over here, I'll start with the blue inside the eye. Yeah, this too, I wonder. Oh, okay, so I see what's going on. We're going to just lighten this up a little right here. I guess that was pretty pronounced in my tracing. Okay. We're going to get that darker area. Okay, so I'm going to be erasing as I go. Just kind of scrubbing out that line. And being aware of the color changes. I went a little green. And I'm starting to build the beginning of the eyebrow. This is Crimson Lake. Do you see it? That's just a little cobalt. Scrubbing out that. There we go. Back to this larger brush. I'm going to start to build shapes under the eye. Lightening up some of those pencil lines as I go. They're scrubbing out very nicely. Now while that's wet, I'm going to drop in just a little Crimson Lake, just to pinken it up a little. And over here, I'm going to drop in a little bit of green. These two shapes are connected. So back to the brow. This is kind of green. And one area morphs into another. Remember, the hair is a continuation of the recipe on the face. So there, I really did morph along. I can probably bring this down. No, I don't think I want to. But I'm going to drop in a little Crimson Lake up here while it's wet, while it's starting to dry. And bring it down. Painting some negative space here. And you know that could be a little bright. I can drop in a little burnt umber. And that's pretty dark right there. So while it's wet, it just goes right down alongside of her face. While I have this on my brush, I can just touch some other places that I see it. There we go. So that's the beginning. I'm going to go back down to a smaller brush because I really don't want to get too large yet. going to add a little blue to that burnt umber and come in and just see. Some more work on her eyelashes. The pupil usually hangs close to the lid, and it's irregular in shape if the light is hitting it. So you really do want to see some of that. The darkest part here is running toward the bottom. I hesitate to make it too dark yet. Well, I'm figuring out the light. There we go. Starting to build the corner of the eye. And up here. All right. Going for a little Crimson Lake in here. There'll be many layers here. And that's the fun for me working on the face. It's just adding all those layers. Back to the brown and a little bit of green. There's usually an outline around the eye. It's another opportunity for me to drop it in right there at the bottom and in the corners. Right here, this comes out just a little. I need to hold on to that. Okay, I'm going back to a 4 brush and I'm going over to some warmer, a little vermilion, and it seems to come right down here on the lid. It's a little bright, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. But while I have it on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and just drop it in right here because it's nice and bright. I want a pure vermilion. I could have used a bigger brush. Okay, so I've added just some variation there. I can also do it to the other side, and I'm going for my 8 brush so I can put it in a little quicker. And all right. We're going to let this end and pick up later.